Guys, so last class we did slope and y-intercept of graphs and word problems. This time we're going to do tables. So after this class, we have reviewed slope and y-intercept in its entirety. And what you're going to do is every class period for, I don't know how many class periods, I can't remember, you are going to be doing slope and y-intercept type equations. If you feel like from these videos you cannot do those slope and y-intercept things, then you're going to need to go look on YouTube and look at videos for slope and y-intercept. There's a million of videos on how to find the slope and y-intercept of graphs, tables, and word problems. So we're doing tables today. And to find the slope, remember slope is m, we do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So when I'm looking at a table, right, you have your x column, your y column, and you have numbers, and you need to label them and put them into your slope formula and solve. Y-intercept, this is where the algebra part comes in, right? We're going to plug in a point and solve for slope. Solve for y-intercept, sorry. You're going to plug in a point, plug in the slope, solve for y-intercept. All right, so, and then you'll have your equation. So let's look at our first table. Always pay attention. Here's my x's. Here's my y's. Okay, first thing we need to do is label our table. Label our table. So, we can make this one x1. If this one's x1, this one has to be y1. If this one is x2, this has to be y2. So I have it labeled. Awesome. That's the first step. And from there, it's easy because all I'm doing is putting it in to my slope formula. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And remember, this is on your formula chart. So do you have to memorize it? No, but most people probably already have it memorized. So y2, what is my y2? 9. Minus y1. What's my y1? 4. So 9 minus 4 over negative 8 minus negative 3. Negative 8 minus negative 3. x2 minus x1. And we're not doing this in our head. We're using a calculator. 9 minus 4, 5. Negative 8 minus negative 3, negative 5. So my slope, 5 over negative 5, again, I'm using my calculator, is negative 1. So here is my slope. I'm going to make sure I know that this is slope, so I'm going to label it M one more time. And remember, guys, you can always pause the video, rewind, go back if you didn't understand something. So now let's find our y-intercept. So remember, to find our y-intercept, we need to plug in what we know into our equation y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to pick a random point. It doesn't matter what point I pick. It just has to be a couple. And I'm going to plug all my information in. I know an x value. I know a y value. I know the slope. I just don't know the b, the y-intercept. So I'm going to plug in what I know. Negative 1 is the y value. So negative 1 equals m. M, our slope, is also negative 1. Negative 1 times the x value. What's the x value? Our x value is 2 plus b. I don't know my y-intercept. So what do I do from here? Negative 1 equals negative 1 times 2 plus b. Negative 1 equals, well, I'm going to multiply this out. Negative 1 times 2. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2 plus b. What would I do from here? What am I looking for? That's always a question you have to ask yourself. What am I looking for? What variable am I looking for? I'm looking for b. So that means I need to get rid of what's on the side with b because I want to solve for b. I want to say b equals. So I need to get rid of this negative 2. How would I get rid of it? Add 2. Why am I not dividing? Think about that question. Don't just listen to me talk. Why am I not dividing? Because this is not multiplied to b, right? This is not multiplied to b. This is, they're separated, so I do not need to divide. So I add 2 to both sides. -1 plus 2 is 1. 1 equals b. There's my y-intercept. So I have my slope, I have my y-intercept. So my equation would be y equals -1x plus 1. All right, try this one on your own. Pause the video and solve. All right, you should have paused the video. And so let's go ahead and review this one. So first thing I need to do is find my slope. So I'll always write down my slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Then I need to label. I want to show you it doesn't matter how I label. I can make this one x1 and y1. They have to be a couple, x2 and y2. If this confuses you, I hope not. I'm just saying that you don't have to use the first x and y and the second x and y, right? So I'm going to use these two. So y2, what did I label y2? -8. And for my people who I always have to remind, you need to write the formula every time. You need to label every time. Okay, so y2 minus y1, my y1 is 0, over x2, x2 is 4, minus x1, 0. Well, -8 minus 0 is -8. 4 minus 0 is 4. -8 over 4 is 2. Here is my slope. Sorry, -2. You're right. Thank you for correcting me. -2. -8 over 4 is -2. All right, let's find our y-intercept. Plug in a point. Doesn't matter what point is plugged in because they're all on the same line. So y equals mx plus b. What y value did I choose? I chose 4. What is my m, my slope? -2. What is the x value I chose? -2 plus b. -2 times -2 is 4, so 4 equals 4 plus b. And how do I get rid of this 4? Subtract 4 from both sides. 4 minus 4 is 0. So my y-intercept is 0. So what's my equation? And again, you should have already done this because you paused the video, didn't you? And did it all out yourself. So y equals -2x plus 0, but I'm not going to write that plus 0. What can you tell me about this table? If you know the y-intercept is 0, what does that tell you? It's proportional. All right, let's see. Those are the 2 questions, examples I wanted to go over. In a future video, I am going to go over a couple star questions to just kind of make sure that you feel comfortable doing slope and y-intercept. But awesome. Have a great day.